Okay, in this video, I want to show you a sales order that is open, but for some reason it appears to be closed. It's one that was imported in 2031010238. Okay, here's the sales order here. And you can see this is everything that he wanted. We did an invoice for these two items. These other items are now in stock. This is a Dallas store order. We transferred the stock over there. So the rest of this is ready to be invoiced. You can see everything's in stock and ready to be invoiced. But we can't invoice it. For some reason, it won't let us to go process through. Over here it says completed. Can't change anything on it. They do have everything in stock. Everything here is pretty much locked down and there's nothing we can really do with it. If you click on the history tab, invoices, all, you can see these other two invoices were for different sales orders, 75 and 79. This one's 75. So we click on that. These were the first two items that we invoiced out, which is right here, 318 and 919. Come back over here, 318 and 919. So these two were invoiced out on that other one, but the rest of these are ready to be invoiced, but we can't do anything with them. I went through and looked at the customer, see if there's anything else in there. There's nothing here that allows me to process this all the way through. Can't change this over here to incomplete or whatever. But one of the things we've been noticing is it seems like as soon as we invoice a partial order out, they're not being back ordered. They're basically closing it out, even though there's outstanding stuff remaining on there. The only thing we know to do right now is, since it's already closed, is to recreate this sales order with these four items on there and process it that way. The only problem we have is we lose some of the tracking information and stuff like that. But that's our only workaround right now. I guess my concern is why is the system closing a back order? And speaking of back orders, when you come back through and you look at, this was another video that I made before. If you look at orders, find orders, let me go ahead and view all of them. There's 2385, and you can scroll down and see, you know, how there's an issue somewhere in here where it's creating a SO and a 3-digit number, a 4-digit number. Not for sure why this got started, but you can see over here it started way back in the beginning. Anyway, all this is what the sales order numbers are supposed to look like. So as you scroll through, you'll see another one. Back order. This is what the back orders are supposed to look like, with a BKO and then the number. That only happened on the 5th and 6th and 7th, and then something happened and they stopped doing that. Now they just go with a 3-digit number. If you look at your history, we want to view all. This might take a little bit. 2820. We sort by the document code. And you can see all the sales orders, and the same thing here. And the back orders. But when we come through System Manager and look at Setup, Auto Numbering, we're looking at Customer Module, Details, and back orders. And you can see the back order is supposed to have a prefix of BKO and 6 of them. You can see they're not being utilized here. For some reason it's not recognizing back orders. It's still going through and calling everything a, let me scroll down a little bit more. Make this a little bit bigger. It's still calling everything a sales order. What's confusing is even though it's calling it a sales order, an SO number, it's still saying it should be a 6-digit number. And there's 4,500 of them in there. Anyway, that was part of my concern, is just figuring out why it's not utilizing the back order, and that was something we were going to use to be able to do a search by BKO and find the customer's back orders. If you go back on, and it's kind of confusing because there's nothing here, but we saw earlier that there's some back orders in there. So I'm not for sure if that's something that I did in setting up this system or what, but we need to look at these. Number one, why these sales orders are being closed when they're completely when they are incomplete, and why back orders are assigned an SO and a 3 or 4 digit number instead of a BKO, which would make it easier for us to track. And for reference, I think I already closed it down. Customer, sales order, find order. The one we're talking about today is 2031010238. And there's a couple of them that we're running across that are like this. But I'm just hoping that if we do a workaround where we create a new sales order with these 4 items, that if we do something later on and it opens this back up and we end up double shipping this customer, and so I'll make sure it doesn't happen. You can see here it says does allow back order, but it is completed, but it's actually not.